He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. It's the Jets and the Bears, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Chicago Bears and the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They've been cooking these last couple months. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And if you extrapolate that out to a full season, they'd be 14-2. And anyone in the NFL today would sign up for that.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the second overall pick from BYU, now in his second season, Zach Wilson.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that production.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Now Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return, and the Jets will take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by the second-year man from The Ohio State University, Justin Fields. Now Fields. He finds Wilson. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
And too.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here's Wilson.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Jets are going to take possession of the football. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
On first down, it's Fields.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Justin Fields,
27 yards.
And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try the middle with Mud. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack.
Jordan Davis, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right.
Fields on 1st down.
And this is caught at the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Chris Olave.
His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Jets take a 3-touchdown lead.
Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
This taken in at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. The drive will start with an option going left. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. Throwing is Wilson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your line and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Now it's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Montgomery.
Down the left sideline.
Touchdown! David Montgomery, 40 yards.
And the Bears are able to cut into that deficit.
Santos with the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. 5 plays there on that drive.
And the final act was the David Montgomery touchdown reception. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
The New York set to take the field.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
From his own end zone, Fields. He completes it to Olave.
Big yardage that time for the Jets. 45 yards. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here's Fields.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Well, I don't want to be a jinx partner and put the whammy on him, but I think we could be looking at an all-time day on the ground with the way that he's going. Only a few quarterbacks in this league are capable of a 100-yard game, and he's halfway there just in the first quarter. This is a record-setting pace. Hopefully, he can keep it up, and we can have fun watching it.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York.
J.K. Dobbins with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets go 98 yards and finish it off in the end zone.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and it pushes the lead up to an even 20. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. Fields it right around the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession.
And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other down.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out, fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown.
Taken in at the 3. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go.
And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. And he finds Montgomery complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. To throw is Wilson. Steps away to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. On 4th down, Matt Araiza will sit on to punt.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10.
On 1st down, Fields. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely.
And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 2nd quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Back to throw, Fields. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
A give up the middle to Dobbins.
Able to corral him right at the midfield stripe following that sparkling display of footwork we saw.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first.
Now a 1st down throw, Fields. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins.
And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
A play fake, now Fields to throw.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
They snap it to Fields. He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson with touchdown number 15 on the year and second of the game. And the Jets are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Now, the final weekend of November is upon us. Boy, can you believe December right around the corner? It always seems to get here quickly. But coming up tonight, we wrap up the holiday weekend with the Packers and Eagles from Philly at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow night, we wrap up Cyber Monday with the Steelers and Colts from Indianapolis. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Off the option, here's Montgomery. And he loses the football a second time. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Fields. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll go again with Dobbins. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. It's brought in by Wilson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. J.K. Dobbins with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Jets are an extra point away from going up by 40. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his third so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Here's Matt Ariza now. Taken in at the 22. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return, and that will come the offense as they take over. J.K. Dobbins leading the way as the offense returns to the field. At his current pace, sure looks well in line for a 1,000-yard season, but some of the older folks watching that remember the 12-game seasons in the NFL probably say, man, it was a lot harder to do that back then.
Yeah, even the 14-game seasons. And, you know, when we talk to those veteran runners, some of those guys who wear gold jackets, right, and appear in Canton, they look at this and go, you know, it's kind of like going to school and taking 5 years to get your degree instead of just 4.
A victory lap. Well, they also used to walk uphill to school both ways.
In the snow.
In the snow.
Blizzards.
It was 5 cents. Hey, but he's having a great year, not to take anything away from him. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. And this offense on third down today, they've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Fields hit and the ball is loose. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Fields going to keep it running right. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. Fields going to keep it once more. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Dobbins trying the left side. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. J.K. Dobbins on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Jets extend their lead yet again. Zerline good with a PAT. And a rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Fielded at the 33. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Now this offense and Garrett Wilson headed back out, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but his shredding defense is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now it's Fields.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Oh, he's going up top for Wilson. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25.
The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. After the sack on first down, Wilson.
This one swung out to Montgomery.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th,
Barring a conversion here on third down. They go play action now. Wilson. Dancing to his left. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Matt Rising now on to punt this one away.
Look at the spin. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. But once again, here comes Garrett Wilson and the Jets offense.
He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But, boy, he's getting it done, and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
Yeah, he's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Ran it last time. Now Fields to throw.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, Fields. He finds Wilson.
And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Garrett Wilson
on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Jets will extend their lead here just before halftime. Fields tapping it forward. Jets sweep.
And he is into the end zone. So they get 2 more on the board here just before halftime.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away.
Free kick out of bounds.
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
This is caught inside the 15.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Well, the Jets head out on offense here to start this third quarter. They got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
So a little more space to operate now. 1st and 10 from right around the 12.
Another run here with Dobbins.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
A handoff running left is Dobbins.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
Here we go on 4th down. Fields.
Got a man here. It's Wilson. Past the 20. Touchdown.
Garrett Wilson.
69 yards.
And the Jets' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
And that is off the left upright. It's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Taking it about the 1.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the 2nd half. On 1st down, Wilson.
A throw left side taken in by Kmet.
And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17. They'll try to run wide side with Montgomery. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Here's Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Eluding the pressure right. The ball comes out. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Wilson smart to take off and run with it as he's able to pick up the first.
Now a give running left with Montgomery. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
57 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson, and he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Vita Vea in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
On 3rd down, Wilson. This is caught. It's Hardy. Touchdown, Bears. Deontay Hardy, 27 yards. And the Bears are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Santos able to tack on the extra point. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. This offense and Garrett Wilson headed back out. A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. He stiff arms him. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And this one is incomplete.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times, trying to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's Fields. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And when you exit 6 throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 41.
An option handoff here to Dobbins. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at about the Bears' 33. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 1st down, it's Fields.
Throw left side complete. That's Knight.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Fields
escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
To throw is Fields.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. On 4th down, Fields. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. Will get the football back. Now Wilson on 1st down. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through it.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. Now the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs as we just saw there.
Now Wilson. And he finds Montgomery complete. Touchdown! David Montgomery with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bears take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his 2nd touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well and trying to keep them in it.
Yeah, they might need a little more from him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up and give him a chance.
Santos with the extra point. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return.
All right, Gardner, get that disapproving look off of your face. He did get it out to the 1-yard line. Yeah, I know. Wasn't the best play in the world. He's hoping his offense can bail him out.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Back now here at MetLife Stadium. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line.
Here's a give to Dobbins running right.
And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds.
186 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A give. Dobbins trying the right side.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Now it's the backup, Newton. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Cam's throw complete there to Beckham. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Dobbins.
And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Dobbins once more.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets.
Hey, Dobbins.
And now for the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A 10-play drive that time.
And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Chicago offense set to get started. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. The throw for Claypool is intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick him off for the 2nd time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
The New York set to take the field.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. Now a handoff for Dobbins. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Dobbins running out of the gun.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Zerline's kick is up and through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your head.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be...
He's got a man complete. The 20. Touchdown, Bears.
Chase Claypool, 83 yards. And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Santos able to tack on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And once again, here comes Garrett Wilson in the Jets offense.
Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation. The catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out in a big way.
Means he wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because some of these receivers are very vocal about how much they're getting it. Others are quieter, but they still let you know, give me the ball, I'm going to make a play.
Now Dobbins again on second down.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
221 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. A give up the middle to Dobbins.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage.
Back to throw. Fields. He has a man. It's complete to Wilson.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Here's a give to Dobbins.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
7 yards there and a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10.
And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Jets, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Bears, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers. has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. The Vikings offense coming out for the first time, and in his 5th season leading this crew, coming off his 3rd career Pro Bowl nod, Kirk Cousins.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive. Because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's 2nd down. Throwing is Cousins. And his throw is going to be incomplete. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Cousins. And that will be incomplete.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
It's now 4th down.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over.
And they'll be led out by the 2nd-year man from The Ohio State University, Justin Fields.
And he is, without any question at all, the focal point of this offense. Had an unbelievable game running the football last time out. And we're not just talking about little scampers here and there for 5 or 10 yards. We're talking about big, long, explosive, field-flipping runs. And that's something this defense is well aware of.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. These are his numbers from last week's contest. Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
Throwing on 2nd and 8.
Fields on target to his man, Likely.
They find some open field here. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, out of my way, and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
From the gun, here's Fields. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown.
A great play there. His 19th touchdown now on the season.
And the Jets will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
They're able to break through that initial contact. It winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. Gets around him, and he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. Play action now. Cousins. And complete right side to Cook.
And he will have a Vikings first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8. At the 42.
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And he stopped immediately there.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
No gain on the play.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And that is incomplete.
Well, they got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Fields. He'll dump this off, complete to Dobbins. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
There's a Darius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground.
And that's the first out of this game. Last week, 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann.
Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
A give left side to Cook. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he'll work down inside the 45.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw, Cousins. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted.
Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Jets are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
The New York set to take the field.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Now it's Fields.
He's got a man complete. That goes for a gain of 31.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Fields now to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. So a failure to connect on 2nd down. That leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Fields. Complete to Likely. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Fields. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Jerry Hughes able to record his 5th sack of the season. The 1st and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on 2nd and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of him.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Here's Fields. And he fires one incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
They set up the screen for Dobbins. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
And that's one of those calls where you play it safe, but you're hoping that maybe something might spring for you, because instead of forcing ball downfield on 3rd and long, maybe you can hit them with something underneath, break a tackle or two, pick up a block, and see what happens. Not here, though. Good job reading the screen, and it sets up 4th down.
Zerline's kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen, go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And now out comes Minnesota. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early, as they've got it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. This defense for the Jets, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get this one up to about his 14.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
Jordan Davis coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Oh, what a move. A 40-yard punt, given 3 on the return. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete. To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get the pass rusher second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. A nice little juke. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Fields tapping it forward. Jet sweep.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. This defense not through to run big on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of inverted plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Zerline's kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Week 13 here in the NFL. First weekend of December. Playoff races definitely coming into focus now. And we got a couple of good ones in prime time. Tonight, national audience gets a look at the Colts for a second straight weekend. This time they're at Dallas, 7:20 Central Time for that kick. And then Monday night, Saints and Bucks from Tampa. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Cousins. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down. Third and long for Cousins. And he held on to it
but too long. A coverage sack. Down he goes.
Jordan Davis. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. And here's Ryan Wright now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jets will take over. And New York set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Here's Fields.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Play fake. Cousins rolling to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Dexter Lawrence able to bust free and get to the quarterback. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They'll try the middle with Cook. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Throwing, Cousins.
He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And they're going to move it down the inside the 25.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Cook up the gut. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. 2nd down, Cousins.
Throw caught there by Osborne.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 12-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll go Madison up the middle. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9.
Back to the ground. This time Cook. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. To throw is Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete.
Matthew Wright for the field goal. A 23-yard attempt.
And his kick is indeed good. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3 and out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
And he returns this to the 22.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
It's at the 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Fields throwing out left and finding Likely.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
On 1st down, Fields.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. From just shy of midfield.
Fields. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Again, Fields.
And that will be incomplete. But the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And he missed it. It's no good. And the lead will hold at 10.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Cousins. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They go play action. Cousins. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Cousins again. Being chased out left. And he wisely will throw that one away. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Cousins to throw it. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
It's a gain of 5.
Now Cousins. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And now the half not quite over yet. This is a live football on the miss. And fortunately here for them, he's going to be taken down before he can gather much momentum on the run back. So no fireworks on the final field goal attempt, and that'll do it for this first half.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where it was the visiting Bills who were able to come away with the victory on the road. Josh Allen, sharp in the victory, as his guys double up their records at 8-4 on the year. From there, let's get down to Baltimore to check in on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they lead the visiting Denver Broncos at the half. Lamar Jackson has a touchdown pass. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they trail the visiting Steelers as that game has gone to the half. George Pickens, a touchdown catch in that first half. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Jets in that first half. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game, as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half.
And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. And the Jets head out on offense here to start this third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Now it's Fields. On target to his man, Likely.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now a first down throw, Fields. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Back to throw, Fields.
And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. Will be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and the lead stretches. 16-3 now.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
Fields it right around the goal.
And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2.
Fields trying to throw for it.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series.
And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little, they bask in it. They think this is, okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes to come your way, too, because I've got to kick coverage in his direction.
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. And incomplete on the deep ball. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
J.K. Dobbins leading the way as the offense returns to the field.
And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself, at this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. Now, somehow he was able to sidestep that first tackler, but still hit and taken down behind the line.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Cousins now. And this will be incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to the top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Cousins on 1st down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Trayvon Walker
in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
So that, Charles, another sack for him in his rookie year. Into double digits now is the 1st-round pick.
Yeah, and I think this organization struck gold when they drafted him. In fact, before the game, I saw the general manager, and all he wanted to do was sell me on all the things he needs to improve on. I think right now, he's got a big grin on his face. If he stays healthy, you're looking at a future All-Pro.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. And the Jets defense making things difficult there. 4th down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that will close the gap down to 14.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
So out now come the Jets.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal is not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here's the Jets punter now as he's on to kick it away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To throw, Cousins. And his throw is incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cook. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line.
Another go-around now for the Jets offense.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Fields.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. They'll come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Here's Fields.
And that is incomplete. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings ready to go again on offense. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Daxton Hill there to make the stop on defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Throwing is Cousins. Buying time to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Out to his left. He'll dump this off to Cook. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st.
Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Cousins going to bat it forward here on the jet sweep.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
The tackle made back at his own 49.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Cousins. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota.
And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, the fact you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis.
This offense so far on third down, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This will be 3rd and 5. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Jet first down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Dobbins. They juked him. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Here's Fields. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields, Olave over the middle. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Fields now to throw.
Caught. It's Wilson.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Fields pass complete to Garrett Wilson. A gain of 7. First down, Jets.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now a handoff for Dobbins.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down.
To throw is Fields.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Daniil Hunter drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down.
They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field.
And the complexion of this one has really changed a fair amount. That last field goal makes it a 3-score game, so they need points in a hurry with time dwindling in the 4th quarter.
To throw is Cousins.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there.
And that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing, Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
And that is incomplete.
And here's Ryan Wright now,
standing just outside his own goal line. Taken right around the 44. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 55 rushing yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to take it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Off play action, Fields.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Now Fields.
Flush to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
And now out comes Minnesota. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
From the 30 on second down, Cousins throwing the out route incomplete. It's on